Welcome to the Obesity Medicine Podcast with your host, Dr. Matea Rentia, board certified in internal medicine and obesity medicine. Here, we talk about a path to metabolic health, and we have real conversations about chronic weight management and living a full life. Just a reminder, I am a physician, but I'm not your physician. So everything that's on this podcast is for informational purposes, but please go talk to your doctor about what's right for you. There is no medical advice being given on this podcast. Welcome back to another Your Friday 5. Today I wanted to talk about a concept that was just buried away as one of the biggest gems ever in an episode that Casey Markarian did. She's a psychotherapist. She was on the podcast early July, and she talked about a thought boundary. And so I want to just give an example here. If you are often putting your body down or nitpicking yourself, or you're allowing certain things. Let's say you eat a little bit more than you intended and you're like, you always do that, you go to negative land. A thought boundary is just like a stop sign that you put up. And an example that I gave, because I was telling a story about how I just got to a place before I met my husband where I was like, I'm not ever again going to apologize for my body or want it to be different or think that it has to change for someone, because I really honestly had the thought I might never be able to change. And so I can't meet someone that would want me thinner. You know what I mean? I can't do that. Just psychologically, we're not doing that. I just really had this thought, like, I'm not doing that anymore, where I have to look different, be different, think I need to be different. And she pointed out to me, that's a really good thought boundary. We don't do that anymore. I want to throw this out there. If you keep getting into this negative pattern, because a lot of us do this spiral every so often. You'll be doing great. And then you struggle a few days and you say, my genetics, and why is this so hard? And you go to this negative land. And remember, the reason we need to get back to positive and we need to stay there, it's because we are more creative and we can solve problems better when we're in a positive zone. But part of that is that we have to stop the negative spiral. And part of that can be to just not engage by using a thought boundary. We don't do that anymore. Another one of my favorites, because I really elaborate on this in season 2 of Behind the Curtain. I did a whole episode on this. And another one that just really resonated with me is, I just don't have time for this today. And I love that, because let's say that it's in the morning, you see yourself in the mirror and you think, oh my gosh, you want to again go down the negative track of what your stomach looks like or whatever it is. And you're like, no, just not today. I just don't have time for that today. We can do this any other day, but not today. It's so great because it instantly stops you allowing yourself to even go down that track. The neural network stops getting strengthened. You get to build something else. You get to pivot. You get to do something else. I just want to suggest that today, especially heading into the weekend, you get to decide really at any time to become whoever you want to be. This is something that I just find is such an amazing concept, that at any time you can decide that you're going to speak differently, think differently, become a different person, go out and have different experiences, think about the world differently. You get to pick this at any time. One way that you can work on that to make that a reality is that you can start to use some thought boundaries for yourself. You don't have to indulge in every single thought that pops up and think that everything's true. That's really optional. So you can put one of those boundaries up and just say, no, just today I'm not engaging on it. I'm not saying I have to love my body. I'm not saying everything has to be perfect, but just today we're not even going down that road anymore. I'm just stopping at, I have a body. Thank you, Lord, I woke up this morning, that it can do something for me, that I can walk around. That's where we're stopping. We're not doing the negative train anymore. And it's really interesting when you start to actively implement these boundaries more often, it's not a suggestion to you as often then, because your brain knows, oh yeah, she's not necessarily going to go there real easily, so we're not even going to try to go there. There's no benefit anymore in going there, because it's not getting to sit there and distract you from the things that you actually need to do. So I wanted to bring that up today, because I think that's something really great. Let's not forget about thought boundaries as we head into the weekend. This can be a really good opportunity. Oftentimes we're socializing more on the weekend, or we might be doing different activities than we don't normally do. Maybe you're doing a hike this weekend, things like that. And maybe you get to a place where you're a little overheated, or you start to doubt yourself a little bit on that walk, and you can just say, no, not today. I'm going to just celebrate that I'm out here. I'm not going down this train of, if I didn't have weight on me, it wouldn't be so hard, or wherever your brain goes, not today. Here's what we're going to focus on. You get to redirect because when that stop sign goes up, you kind of got to look around at other things, right? You get to pivot that in that opportunity, in that moment. All right. I'm going to leave you there today. I hope that you have an amazing weekend. Set a goal or two, 1 or 2 things that keep you on your routine, and you can do this. I'll see you Monday. That marks the end of today's episode. But if you're newer to the podcast, I want to tell you about something that we have, and it's a free podcast roadmap. So this is perfect for any of you that are listening where you want to be directed to very specific episodes. So let's say that you are just starting out and you want to know, what should I do right when I start on the medications? Or you're experiencing certain side effects on the GLP-1s, or you want to know what to do if you're in a plateau, or if emotional eating is taking over, or if hunger levels are high. So we have many different categories of episodes that we've talked about, because there's a lot at this point. So if you want to be able to navigate that very easily, we have it broken down by category and also the episodes that are there, and we hyperlink to everything. So you can just click on it and find the episode, easy peasy. If you want that, you can go to rentiaclinic.com/podcast roadmap. We'll have it linked right here underneath the show notes where you're listening. And you can go ahead and get that free resource so that it makes it easy for you to navigate, because I know that it's really hard when someone has an established podcast. I am such a podcast fiend. I'm listening to podcasts all day long. And when I find one that I love, but there's a lot that are out there, I am so lost. So I hope that you enjoy this free podcast roadmap. Again, the link to get to that is going to be rentiaclinic.com/podcast roadmap. I hope this is helpful, and let me know if you have any questions.